The complete guide to performing the Shangri-La Easter egg in Black Ops 3. 4 players are required to complete the quest, however, there is a way to complete it with any player count. More on that at the end. Immolation Liquidation is a highly recommended Gobblegum for this, as the only difficult part of this is acquiring the 3179 JGB215, aka the JGB, from the mystery box. As a fun surprise, my theater mode footage corrupted, so some clips will be from a solo run. On with the guide. Rounds 1 through 4 are farming rounds. Stay in the spawn room and maximize points as best you can. There's an RK5 wall buy here if you want it. Roll your Gobblegum every round for Immolation Liquidation. Special zombie types start spawning on 5. I did get some on 4 in my solo playthrough, so we want to hold the last zombie on 4. If you accidentally flip, it's not a big deal. At the end of your round, buy all the way to the power via the minecart side. Get everyone on the team in front of a mystery box, pop your Immolation Liquidations, and get to rolling. We're looking for the GBJ. The ray gun is also a fun option with some use. If you're on PC and you didn't get what you need, you can always use the fast restart bind to refund your Gobblegums. Once you have your weapons, have everyone return to spawn. We now need to enter Eclipse mode. To do so, have all 4 players press a button that surrounds Quick Revive simultaneously. This will transition the map back in time. The vast majority of Easter egg steps must be completed under the Eclipse. The Eclipse lasts about 5 minutes, and upon completing an Easter egg step, the world will flip back to the present, confirming your progress. Now on to the steps. Step 1 is ground Glyphs. Run to the Pharaoh wall by and interact with this button. There will be 12 square stones scattered about on the mudroom side, and 12 more on the minecart side. Upon standing on a stone, a glyph will appear. 2 players must match up all 12 glyphs without making any mistakes. To do so, start with both players off of symbols. 1 player will stand on a stone and check the glyph. Call out its shape, then step off. The other player will now walk around their side, checking stones for the matching glyph. When they find it, the first player can step back on, confirming the pair and sending the stones into the ground. If you mess up, the stones will reset. After all 12 have been paired, a crystal ball will rise out of a temple, and the eclipse will end. Step 2 is the Waterslide Grate. Enter Eclipse mode and bring everyone past the mud room to the top of the water slide. 3 players will slide to the bottom and stand on the grate there. The 4th will then take the slide, hugging the right side and spamming interact to flick a switch on the way down. When they land, a crystal should rise up above and the eclipse will end. Step 3 is the Waterslide Crystal. Enter Eclipse mode and return to the water slide. Blow up the crystal embedded in the rock with an explosive, a nade, or the ray gun will suffice. Shoot it with the RBG to shrink it, then knife it. It will roll down the water slide, take the geyser up, and it will fall into place, causing the eclipse to end. Step 4 is lighting the gas. Enter Eclipse mode with a napalm zombie on the map. Run over to the tunnel beyond where you started Step 1 and spin the wheel 4 times. This will release gas at 4 locations through the tunnels. You now need to walk a napalm zombie through these 4 locations. The start of the tunnel, next to the mystery box, just after this narrow tunnel, and just before the power room. Once all 4 are lit, return to the wheel in the tunnel and flick the switch that's next to it, causing Eclipse mode to end. By far, this is the hardest step. Just a bit of patience is required. Step 5 is plugging the holes. Enter Eclipse mode and go to the waterfall side tunnel. On the inside wall are 4 holes, some being illuminated with blue light. Buy the trip mines available in the power room and place 1 on the ground in front of each hole. Guide zombies over them to trigger the explosions, plugging the holes. After all 4 have been plugged, press this button at the waterfall down below, causing the eclipse to end. Step 6 is wall glyphs. Enter Eclipse mode and search the map for the same 12 glyphs as before, except this time the stones will be on walls. 5 glyphs are in spawn, 2 mudroom side, 2 minecart side, 2 in the room downstairs next to power with the ICR, and 1 next to the power switches. Knife them all to illuminate them, then throw a grenade at this small wooden teepee beyond the minecart, blowing it up, causing the eclipse to end. Step 7 is the mudroom dials. In the present, interact with this radio at the minecart and you'll hear a code from Brock and Gary.
It's a code. 16-1-3-4.
Blast to the past and head to the mudroom. Starting from the entrance, take a left and work through the dials clockwise. The dials feature a sort of Roman numeral system. Set them to 4, 3, 16, and 1. A crystal will appear above the mudroom and the eclipse will end. Step 8 is the Gongs. It requires the GBG to be pack-a-punched into the fractalizer. To open pack-a-punch, everyone will have to stand on a platform in front of a spinning statue at the same time. Whoever has the EBGB should do the one in spawn so they can get to the machine as fast as possible. Enter Eclipse mode and start meleeing Gongs. There are 8 Gongs on the map. Half of them are good, half are bad. Bad Gongs will turn the crystals red, and your character will spit out a negative voice line. Find the 4 good Gongs across the map, and melee them all without hitting any bad ones. This will cause the crystals to now glow yellow. The player with the fractalizer needs to shoot this crystal that has a bag of dynamite hanging from it and catch it as it falls. After catching it, shoot this crystal above the mudroom. This will shrink the meteorite that crashed into the temple earlier. While on the past, the player with the dynamite needs to run up to Pack-a-Punch and interact with Brock and Gary on the other side. At the end of the dialogue, you'll give the dynamite to them, and they'll tell you to stand back. Get down, and you'll be brought back to the present. Climb the temple again, and the focusing stone will be floating at the top. Whoever interacts with the stone will be rewarded with all the perks of the map, and the Easter egg will be complete. To get everyone the perks, you have to perform the Easter egg 3 more times. I know, that's awful. To regain access to the Eclipse buttons, interact with this radio at the base of the temple stairs. You can complete this Easter egg with any player count on PC using the Solo Easter Egg mod by Corlessa and Scobalula. Easter egg steps are modified to match player count. You only need to press as many Eclipse buttons as there are players in your game, and in single player mode, the ground glyphs automatically match themselves. And that's Shangri-La. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to get a Discord spun up here soon. I'm really liking the sound of Morgue City Mondays, since the hardest Easter eggs of all are the ones that require having 3 friends. See you next time.